The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him the Grand Circle Tour podcast sent you.
Left for dead on the sands of Tatooine. I am Boba Fett.
Tamora Morrison is an incredible actor. He's an incredible presence. What he brings to the performance of Boba is just awesome.
Tim, he brings all sides of himself when he plays the character. And I think the audience is going to be surprised just how likable this character is because of Tim.
I intend to rule with respect.
It was an exciting comeback. It's wearing that armor. It gives you a sense of power. Yeah, I'm just one part. Another little small cog in the machine, and it's all adding up to magic.
Rising suns, everyone, and welcome to our Book of Boba Fett Roundtable discussion, which we are doing live this week because we are. Because we have the season finale to talk about. And for anyone who hasn't joined us on this before, I want to tell you right up front, spoilers ahead. We are going to talk about everything.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So
this is the way.
This is the way.
Okay,
spoilers are the way.
I know that, Stan. Hi, Stan. We miss you.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
So, we seem to have lost Scott for the moment, but so joining me here. So first of all, I should point out I am not Stan Solo. I am Michigan Banner Justin,
What?
and I am hosting today.
I thought she was Stan.
No, you're Stan.
Okay.
Your buddy is Stan.
Yeah.
Is this an I Am Spartacus thing where we are all Stan?
We are all Stan.
Yes.
We're all Stan in honor of
In
him.
honor of Stan.
So Stan's having some pain these days, so he was not able to join us tonight. So we all really hope he is feeling better soon. But
Yes.
in the meantime, we're holding down the fort without him. And I am joined at the moment with two of my favorite co-hosts. We have Skipper Jay and Food Fairy Chris. So welcome to both of you. We did have Jedi Scott, but he seems to have disappeared on us. Perhaps he's using a Jedi mind trick.
I think the Pikes got to him.
To kind of hide in the background, but
No, I think the Pikes got to him. Let's double check.
Oh.
well, someone poke in his general direction and see if he's there. So, Book of Boba Fett season finale. Now, before we get into all of the gory details, let's talk a little bit about what did we think of the episode overall. What are your overall thoughts? And maybe Chris would like to go first, since she's joining us for the first time on our roundtable.
Sure. As our ever lovable Swedish chef would say, McGurd.
Also, more.
I am like, I've watched this 5 times today already, and I'm like blown away. I cannot get over this episode. I mean, the whole season has been great. I know there's been parts that were a little bit slow here and there, but for the most part, I have absolutely loved it. And this episode did not let me down.
Fantastic. How about you, Jay? What did you think of this one? Just kind of overall.
Overall, I'm going to give this one a solid A. This was a great end to this part of the beginning of the Star Wars MCU. I'm just sunshine and puppies and rainbows right now. I got everything I wanted out of the end.
They definitely did bring in like every bit of Chekhov's gun that they set up earlier in the season.
For the people listening to, just on podcast, Voice Guy Can't ask, who here loved the part where Batman showed up?
Mary, it's fine. You're not late. We just started.
We're early. We're We're glad to see you, Mary. Thank you for joining us. But every Chekhov's gun that they set up earlier in the season, they paid off now. All of those cameos, all of those plot threads that they set up, it all kind of came together in this big finale that we were all looking forward to. And I think they did a fantastic job. This one was, basically an hour-long episode instead of a half hour. So it's kind of like they called it Chapter 7. It's really Chapter 7 and 8 kind of mushed together into one. Right.
What I like is this sets up Mando season 3 the way the end of Mando set up this one. We're just going to keep piggybacking off each other.
Yeah, this one, in a lot of ways, this is basically season 2.5 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And in some ways, titling, I almost wish they had just gone with that.
It's this bigger, broader universe we're getting. And for the people who were making jokes about, we haven't seen Boba Fett, we're going to see Boba Fett a lot more. We've got, but we're going to see a lot more of this character going forward. I mean, the way Ahsoka just kind of was sprinkled in here and Luke was sprinkled in there. I think we're going to get Boba across other shows in this new role.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's going to be a lot of crossover stuff going on going forward, and that excites me a lot. So
I'm very interested to see that as well. Like Jay was saying, this is kind of like setting up a Star Wars MCU, and Star Wars has always kind of been an MCU universe, but to see it in live action on TV on our screens is just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, this is what we who read the comics really enjoy is that expanded universe where characters dip in and out. Like we all know who Chrysanthemum was going into this because we've read him in the comics and the way he's crossed different titles. So now we're going to have that in live action. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love that. The only thing I would say about this series as a whole is I kind of wish I love what they gave us. I kind of wish they had given it to us in a slightly different order.
How
because
so?
Because I feel like the flashbacks telling Boba's backstory, that should have just been the focus of the first 2 episodes and nothing else. And then they could have gone into the present day and started seeding in like Mando's story earlier instead of like reserving him for like 1 episode on his own. I think that might have helped the flow a little better so that you had more episodes where you had different plot threads, maybe feeling a little separate to start with, but building up to this finale a bit more.
I see what you're saying. But I kind of disagree because, like the first 2 episodes of Wanda, people said were a waste of time. I disagree. I like this slower. Let's get into this world slowly. Let's build this world. Let's get you in it before we really start chewing down on the story.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of hoping that the Obi-Wan story is going to be kind of the same way, that they're going to lead up to major stuff before they dive.
What Vader versus Obi-Wan? We all know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like I say, it's like, I love what we got. I just felt like the order of things could have been arranged a little differently. to kind of give us a little bit more of that push toward the end. So it's just more of a story structure issue that I have, but I love what we got. I love everything that we got in all the previous episodes and this one as well. So, hey, we have
Scott,
Holly with us too.
Scott, what did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I didn't think it was as great as the last episode.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought with all the bells and whistles with the last episode with Luke and Ahsoka and Grogu on it, I was expecting a little bit more. But that being said, I still enjoyed the episode. Mm-hmm. I just was expecting a little bit more. And that being said, I don't know what they could have gave me where I would have liked it more.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking my new name is going to be Fennec Shand because she's like my new favorite character in the Star Wars universe. She is kick-ass.
She loves to kill, so let's take a note of that.
Yes.
She is definitely the Agent May of Star Wars.
No kidding.
She's not even that. She's like the Jules and Vince from Pulp Fiction in this.
Oh my gosh.
There's no one she's not willing to kill.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know. I was like wondering where she went and toward the middle of the episode, and I totally forgot her until right to the end. And yeah, she's a badass.
She is.
Yeah.
So let's get into our normal way of doing this, where we go not only all spoilers, but we kind of go a bit scene by scene. So we start off this episode here. So they are in the bombed out ruins of the sanctuary. And Boba's like,
did anybody else find it suspicious there were no bodies in there?
Yeah, just a little.
It was very cleared out.
Like they got that cleaned up really quick.
Yeah, they did.
CSI must.
You know, so at least the mods are good for something. They're good for janitorial work.
Yeah.
You know, my first thought is that this was very similar to the Mandalorian season ending, where they were on Navarro in kind of the bombed out bar and fighting from there.
Yeah.
Are we already copying seasons here?
It was pretty close, yeah.
Everything coming together in the bombed out bar.
Hey, bounty hunters have a playbook and they stick to it.
Yeah.
So the Mandalorian is there, and he's telling Boba Fett that Cobb Vanth is gonna raise a garrison and show up. We totally guarantee it. He only promised that Boba Fett would completely stop the spice trade on the entire planet. No big deal.
Yeah.
I alone can stop the drug trade on Tatooine. Vote for me.
Boba's like, yeah, okay. Go tell them that's okay. And he's like, no, you can tell them when they get here. It's fine. And I do like that Fennec Shand is like, there's a lot of money there.
Yeah, that's just what you kind of expect with this. They ain't just gonna say, okay, be done with it and let's move on. They got a lot invested.
Yeah, it was one thing that I was a little confused about, is because when he was with the Tuskens, he wasn't trying to stop them from doing the spice trade. He was just kind of more like, pay us.
Yeah, he wanted his cut.
He was
You're gonna go through the desert. We want our cut.
So yeah, so that was where we started. So yeah, absolutely. Cobb Vanth and the Freetown people are gonna show up, and if they don't, well, we're doomed.
Yeah.
Wah.
Well, that being said, what do they? How many people did they expect to get with Cobb Vanth and Freetown? 100? They only got 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He says at one point, it's like, yeah, tell the Pikes that they're outnumbered, and I'm like, how do you not know how to count?
Exactly.
That was a very plucky 25 people.
Yep.
I think you're pushing it to be 20.
Yeah, maybe only
like,
about 10.
I think there was about 10 people who showed up from Freetown. There was about 6 people from the mods. You add in Boba, Fennec, Mando, and Kyrgyzstan, and we've got what, 19 are we up to? 19, 20?
Yeah.
That's about all we had.
Yep.
They're a very plucky group. I like their moxie.
They're a very plucky group. So we go to Mos Eisley, where Cad Bane is talking to the Pikes, and the mayor, who is on his scheduled off-world vacation, just happens to be there.
Yes. How about that?
And he's like, yeah, Cobb Vanth is going to remain neutral, mostly by being dead.
Yeah.
And this is where we get confirmation that the Pikes wiped out the old Tusken tribe.
Yep.
Not the Kenton Striders.
Which one? I can't remember. Which one of us called it back then? I know
Didn't
one
we
of us
all?
did.
I mean,
I think we all did. There's a couple of us. All of us. I don't know.
Oh, we thought
We'll
they
just
were
say
the-
all of us. We'll take collective credit, shall we?
Yeah, I figured that they were involved, but I kind of figured that they were doing it with that speeder bike gang, and come to find out here that no, they had nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, we kind of thought maybe the Nikto gang was just getting their strings pulled by the Pikes, not knowing that the Pikes literally did it themselves.
Right.
Which, if you think about it, makes perfect sense. You
Yeah.
had the Tuskens wanting protection money. You had the biker gang wanting protection money. Wipe one out, frame the other, and get someone else to kill them.
Exactly.
Hey, we don't have to pay protection money to either group now. Win-win.
Win-win for now.
Now. So Cad Bane says he has an idea how he can draw Boba Fett and his gang out of the sanctuary, and opening title. And we get the title is In the Name of Honor.
Yes.
And right after that, we get an X-Wing flying into Peli Moto's hangar.
I love that scene. What's an X-Wing doing here?
I liked how she's like freaking out, like the cops have come to a party and now they have to hide all the things that are legal in some states.
Put that over there.
Well, and because we've seen that the New Republic are flying X-Wings.
Yep.
And so she's like, "Oh, officer, yeah, I was totally going to get my registration. Yes, totally.
Yes.
As this something reminded me of so many times where officer, we were just turning the music down, I swear.
You know, someone had complained earlier, and we were just turning that down now.
It's
fine,
only
really.
10. Oh, it's not even 10 yet. Give us to the 10 o'clock rule.
But
so they're all scrambling. But who thought we were going to see Luke?
I kind of did.
Apparently not the CGI budget.
I thought that he was the one who was going to be bringing the little guy to see Mando, but
I really thought he was gonna, at least be escorting him. He sent this little guy out with just a droid.
Sure did.
Now we know how Ben Solo wound up the way he did.
Exactly. Well,
although in his defense, it was R2D2, and I think R2D2 can hold his own in any fight.
Yes.
Okay. That being said, if you don't have Luke Luke flying it, or any other human being flying it, now why don't they just send the robots in to go destroy the Death Star instead of wasting all these
people
precious lives?
Yeah.
I just kind of thought that was a little weird.
Don't undo this with logic, please.
Yes. No logic is involved.
Someone called
in
child
here.
services on Luke. Yeah.
Just
abandon this poor kid. I mean, I get maybe you don't like his choice, but I mean, you could at least take him to his new dad.
Yeah. What is Luke? There's nobody else there. What is Luke doing that he's so busy? Updating his daykeeper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
He's
is he
got to
in?
finish the decorating of that school. That's what he's
Or in
doing.
all fairness, knowing Grogu, did he maybe like go and give me a couple hours without the kid?
Yeah. Well, and even then, Chris, technically R2D2 was the foreman on that building
He
project.
was.
Yeah.
That he was.
Or was Luke back there throwing a fit because Grogu didn't pick him?
Yeah.
Was he salty about it?
Yeah, he was
He's like,
ticked.
whoa, I'm just gonna go over here and pout now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, he did the here's some money for an Uber. Can you wait outside?
Yeah.
So anyway, so Pelly is like, doesn't like
And
the
here it
name.
comes. Hey, Bright Eyes. That's what she called him. That's so cute.
I've seen a couple of people point out that Bright Eyes is what they called the Charlton Heston character in Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
really?
So callback to the original Planet of the Apes. So that was an
There you go.
interesting little callback. So she doesn't like the name Grogu, and she's like, I don't care what kind of a rush you're in, kids got to eat.
Yeah. The
So
kids
I mean,
gotta
good on
eat.
her. She feeds Grogu.
She's
That's
fully
why
taken
Grogu
on the
likes her.
she's
And
fully
he
taken on
eats
the
worms.
grandma aunt role.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. When she first met him, she didn't want anything to do with him, but now
Right.
she's like, no, this is my favorite person in the world.
Yeah.
He's mine, and he's not even real.
What do you mean he's not real? What are you talking about?
Now.
All right, so we go back to the sanctuary, and Fennec Shan provides exposition. I'm sorry, who is she explaining this to that doesn't already know what she's telling everyone? But for everyone here, okay, so she's like, okay, so Boba Fett has made this truce with all the families, so they're going to be neutral.
Yeah.
And she's telling this to Boba Fett. Think he'd know. He was kind of there.
She's just saying it for herself.
Yeah.
Reassurance.
Yeah.
She's reassuring
doing
herself.
how did we
This
get-
is all going to be fine. So
How did
No,
we get in
everyone's
this
gonna
mess?
be-
It was
everyone's going to be neutral. We've got the Gamorrean guards. They're watching the spaceport. Kyrgyzstan is watching the city hall. The Apple Dumpling Gang are watching a dead end street in the workers' district.
Yeah.
No one can sneak up on us. And 8D8 comes in and goes, oh, by the way, Cad Bane is sneaked up on us.
Yeah, someone's here to see you. So
Yep.
nobody could sneak up on us, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that was her one screw up of the show. So let's just give her one.
other than that, her kill count was beautiful. She looked fabulous doing it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it's not even her fault, but it's just she was no one can sneak up on us. Oh, by the way, someone's here.
Yeah.
Well, between
And he's
Cad
got
Bane,
reinforcements.
yeah,
What?
exactly. Between Cad Bane being there and half the Pike army hiding out on top of buildings and behind corners and everything.
Couldn't someone at least be looking out the window? I mean,
Like the robot, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at least stand, if they're stand their back to the door, at least have a mirror, in front of you.
So Cad Bane is there, and he wants to negotiate, and Boba Fett is not interested in negotiating.
Yeah. Is anybody else totally freaked out by this guy? I mean, he's even creepier like live action than he is.
Oh, he's
was
way cooler in live action than he
Oh
ever
my
was.
gosh, those teeth.
Was anybody else at this point was like, okay, they have now teased the deleted scene twice. When is he going to shoot him?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like they just kept circling the landing there. Like, all right, come on, guys.
Well, you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you knew there was going to be a showdown between these two by the end of the episode. You
We were
just knew it.
salivating for a showdown, and they kept teasing us.
Yep. Because his hands were right there next to his guns, and he was moving his fingers like he was getting antsy to grab those and just started shooting.
Well, even there, I was watching this going, okay, they're all ready to go. They're all ready to shoot. And Boba Fett's like, no, I'm not going to shoot. And it's like, why would the other guys step down just because he doesn't want to shoot? Cad Bane and the Pikes still want to shoot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. They sure do.
Well, that being said, they could have
trying to talk him down, going, no, you're too emotional. Wait, you'll get your chance.
You'll have your turn. Yes.
Well, they could have ended it really quick right there if them all shooting and then take him out, and then you're fighting the rest of the Pikes if they really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's not the way they went.
Well, you had another 45 more minutes to finish up.
I was going to say, we had lots of screen time to fill, so we had to
We had
stretch
a lot of
this
screen
out.
time to fill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So suddenly in all these other areas, everyone starts attacking. So you got the Aqualish are fighting the mods, the Trandoshans are attacking Kyrgyzstan.
Mm-hmm.
The Klatunians start pushing the Gamoran guards off a cliff.
I feel so bad for the Grimorian guards. I was like, oh no.
I didn't. They should have fought harder.
Well,
I was
they
like, why didn't they
have.
fight back more? They
Well,
just
that's
kind of
exactly
like
it.
backed
They
up
didn't even
more.
put up a fight.
No.
They were
They
like
just they kind of
they were
seemed tired
joke.
of life at this point. Like, all right, fine.
Yeah, back in chapter 2, they fought. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stan says, first time ever Fennec didn't want to shoot someone.
True. Very true.
Yep.
I mean, I get pick your battles, but yeah, she was hardly the one you would expect to say, no, don't shoot. Let's not settle. Let's not bicker and argue over who shot who.
Yeah.
Well, tactically, I mean, I think if he had even touched his gun at that point, every Pike hiding would have just blasted all of them.
Yeah.
Well, Boba and Din, they would have been all right. They had their armor on, as you could see later in the show.
Oh yeah.
As many times as they kept getting shot, you would have thought the other person would have given up after a point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the Superman to throw the gun at the people in armor.
I think I have that in my notes. Like, why not just throw your gun at Superman at this point? When we get into the battle with the robots later, but yeah. So Fennec says we need to take out command and control. So are the Pikes still in Mos Eisley? And the Major Domo is still there with them. Why is he still there?
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he really ticks me off.
And he's like, well, it's hard to say for sure. Click, click. Oh, you mean this gate key? You mean
$5 says he's going to be the Major Domo to Boa next season.
And he's like, oh yeah, now that I think about it, I can tell you exactly where they're at.
Yeah.
So Fennec heads off to go discuss with them alternate solutions, like not being alive.
Go commit a serial killing,
But she does stop to save the mods, because otherwise
They
wouldn't be around to fight any longer.
Yeah, they would have been wiped out. And she made good right when helping them out, man. She took out several of them just like that. And
Yep.
I like to see what would have happened if she would have stuck with Boba Fett and Mando with the way she was shooting those guys.
Yeah, she does very well. The
Yeah.
rest of them are like, not so great.
But does she have Beskar?
If not, she should get some, because she deserves it.
You know what? The armor has the rest of his staff. He should go. She owes it to him.
Absolutely. All right, so where are we at here? So we get even more Pikes show up outside the sanctuary. And then we have this conversation with Boba Fett and the Mando going, yeah, you could go if you want. And Mando's like,
Nope.
no,
not gonna
I
go.
give you my word.
Yep.
This is the
And
way.
he's,
Yeah.
he's still
the
going
way.
to honor his
And-
creed.
You're honoring that bantha fodder.
Yeah, Mando or Boba Fett didn't have too much. He wasn't too keen on his creed.
No, he went. You go by that. All right, cool. One more in.
Yeah. Oh.
But I like they're like, okay, well, we can wait for everyone to attack, or we could try to run away to your ship. Nope, have to stay and fight. Well, I guess we'll both die in the name of honor then.
Yes. We'll go down together.
Well, that being said, too, doesn't Boba Fett, can he grab his Slave One ship off his arm, remote control pilot it? Isn't that canon? Where he could call the ship to go get him? Could have made it really quick and easy.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
You
That
have
is a
knocked
very
me
good
in-
point.
You have knocked me into a pause, and I don't appreciate that.
Wait, Jay is speechless of all people.
Oh.
No, that is a good point. I mean, they should be able to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
this whole time I kept waiting for that sort of thing to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get the Major Domo going, okay, I could explain a few things here. Maybe I could do some negotiating on your behalf. And I love how Bo was like, okay,
Oh, he
I'll
goes,
write
I
down
wanna
my
punch
terms.
that guy.
but not
sends it
after
out.
he does and we all know this guy. Well, I went to Harvard, but not that that makes me better. But I went to Harvard, and
Yeah.
I did this, and I did that. And like, we get
Yeah.
it. Right?
And Boba's like, get to the point already.
But I just wanted to say, so Boba Fett writes down his terms, right? And sends the Major Domo out to do his negotiating. And boys and girls, this is why you do your research before you go out on air.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
You never go out unprepared.
But tell you what, though, that was
You
a
have to
classic
know
scene.
what it is that you.
It was a really
preparing
good
for.
scene, though.
Yeah, it was classic.
The way he played that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actor was fantastic in,
Yeah.
in that role, the way he did the whole spiel.
And then just the panic, the pure panic in his eyes was
When he
just.
looks at that word,
Yeah.
nothing. His words, not mine.
Let me backpedal here.
I
a little
was like,
bit.
and here's and what I propose is, so what if we talk about what you would be willing to?
Yeah.
Just get to it. This is why you prepare.
Absolutely.
I really thought it was going to say get stuffed.
It did in so many words.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's basically offering nothing. Basically, get off my lawn.
The theme of the show.
Which is the theme of our show. And but so Boba Fett and Mando basically use that as a distraction so they could use their jetpacks. They remember they have jetpacks.
Yay.
They fly in and start fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, but they only remember him just for this scene right here.
For this scene.
Yeah, during later on, I'm like, why aren't they using their jetpacks again?
Well, Boba does one more time. So
They saved it for the finale.
yeah. Got to get all that cool stuff for the finale.
Yep.
So everybody tunes in next season for the next one.
True.
And so while they're fighting, a B-35 transport comes in with the garrison from Freetown. All of about 10 people.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I'm like, glad to see the help, but really, that's all you can do, huh?
Yep.
Thank you for bringing a bucket of water to a fire.
Yep.
So yeah, and we get about 6 of the mods come in because Fennec had saved them, and Kurzestan shows up with a limp
with a limp and carrying about 5 people.
Boy, he knows how to take a beating, man. He's like
He
the
does.
Energizer bunny.
He
Takes
takes
a
the
licking,
licking and
keeps on ticking.
ticking. He's like a
Yeah,
Timex.
the old Timex watch. He can
Yeah.
take the licking and keep on ticking. He's
I got to ask you guys, at this point, when we saw him do that, who else in the back of their head went, please, 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 Chewie versus Kyrgyzstan next time? Please.
I was just waiting for Kyrgyzstan to rip someone's arms out of their
I
socket.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought for sure he was going to do that.
I know. That would have been good if he would do that again, because that would prove that he was really good at it.
Yeah.
So the Pikes finally retreat, only to be replaced by a couple of Scorpionek Annihilator droids.
Now, when they first came into view, after Mando says, "We have real problems," it looked like their force fields were not up until they came like all together. It was that me, or did it look like that?
Well, they were
all of a sudden
first
they
locking
activated
up.
them.
Yeah, you didn't see the force fields, and then they came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we could kind of see them come up. But then everyone just starts shooting at these force fields, and I'm like, this is the point where I'm like, why don't you just throw your gun at it at this point, because it's going to be just as effective.
Yep. It doesn't help to shoot because it doesn't go through.
So I wrote down, and so here's my notes. Everyone shoots at the force field. It's not very effective.
Yeah. And even the missile strike that Boba
Fett shoots his missile.
Yeah.
It's not very effective.
Yeah. But they all kept shooting at it. And at what point, guys, the definition of insanity is what?
Repeating.
Yep.
With
Boba
the
Fett
same
and Mando
results.
shoot at the force fields to try to distract him while everyone runs away. It's still not very effective.
They played too many video games and they thought the energy level was going to go down on those shields if you shot it enough
and
times.
I think that's it. I think in some of the video games you have to overwhelm the force fields by shooting at it a lot, and they do eventually kind of break down. And we do see that later on in this episode. But I mean, it just looks so ineffective when you're watching it to just go, they're shooting, and nothing's having an effect. And you're like, try something different already.
Yeah.
I can't say in many games you do have to wear the shield down, but I never thought that would happen in live action.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Boba Fett asks Mando, can you protect the others? Well, not really. Protect the others. And he flies off.
And he takes off with his jetpack.
So Mando's trying to draw the fire from one droid while the other one's chasing everyone else. And at least it's considerate enough to not shoot anyone while it's chasing them.
Yeah.
Kind of shoots the area behind them all the time.
So
the droids apparently go to the storm shooter school of shooting.
Yeah. So with Chris Stanton shooting the force field over and over and over again, it looked like it was starting to weaken a little bit because he stuck part of his hand through it.
Oh, see, I thought that was just his electro fist. He was just like
he was shooting that same spot over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it changed color a little bit to become red. And then he started trying to reach in.
Okay.
And so he was being very effective trying to break that barrier to get inside the force field.
Weaken that spot.
Threw him back. But I do have to say, he forgot his limp there for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, even my husband noticed that when we were watching it again before I signed on with you guys. And he goes, hey, what happened to his limp?
Yeah, he was like barely able to walk earlier. And then all of a sudden he's running and fine. And
he was dragging that foot so bad when he first came back into the thing. I thought, oh man, this guy's going down. And
Stan says, Boba tells the Wookiee he can use his back to tank. That hair clog will never come out.
See, I can't imagine what the adrenaline on a Wookiee is.
Yeah. Right.
You know, you get hurt, you just keep going. You don't feel
Yeah.
the pain.
Yeah, the
Yep.
way he was getting his butt kicked and getting axed in, the axe put in his back and all that. He must have
Yeah.
been nothing but on adrenaline.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently he just needed to catch his breath for a moment and he was good to go again. But
Yeah.
but then a couple of the mods come up and decide to help. And who else laughed when the one mod did his little spin before shooting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
comical.
like, what was that?
Yeah. That was very funny.
Someone's trying to show off for the pretty mod girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
He committed to that spin. I'll give him
did.
that.
He did.
I'm not sure how useful that was, but
He got the
he
shot
did it,
off,
and he
though.
did it to
You know
the
what, though?
best of his ability.
It's
In all
about style
fairness,
points.
If I think I'm gonna die, if I think this is it, I'm definitely going for style over substance.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So we cut over to Mando running away from the other droid. Yeah, that spin was wizard, Stan said.
Yes, it was, Stan.
Can't argue with that. So Mando, we cut to Mando running away from the other angry battle droid, and Pelimato shows up on a rickshaw.
Yep.
And she's
There
all,
he is.
"Hey, I'm so glad I found you." Like she has she's not seeing the giant angry battle droid shooting at
I guess
them.
not.
Well, if she doesn't see it, she at least has to hear all the explosions going on.
Yeah, it's around
Because
the
even when he's
corner.
telling her turn around,
Yeah.
she's
Yep.
like, "Oh, what? I can't hear you."
What?
Again, in all fairness, my eyes would be solely on Grogu. I would miss everything.
Oh.
So she does get it turned around, and Mando hops on the back of it, and they get the rickshaw droid to go a little faster. And
She throws the wrench at him to make him go faster.
Yeah. That always works.
Come on, speed up, you bucket of bolts.
And over at the Runaways, the Drash apparently is her name, says, "Okay, we have to dig in here because we run any farther, we're not going to have any cover. So we need to figure out what we're doing right now." And everyone keeps shooting at the force field,
Yeah.
which has no effect, but they keep doing it. But the Weequay bartender finally gets a name. Did anyone else catch that?
You know what? I heard it, but I didn't write it down.
So when Drash and Joe are talking about going up to the roof, Joe calls the bartender Tanti, Taanti. And I only caught it because it was in the subtitles.
Uh-huh. And I'm so happy you guys mentioned that because I was not watching the series with the subtitles on, and I did it today, and I'm like, oh, wow, this really does help.
Yeah, you catch a lot more, especially the names.
Yeah, it really does help. But yeah, so he finally gets a name, because I remember being annoyed back in one of the earlier episodes with them when Cobb Vanth called him Weequay, and I'm like, dude has a name.
You don't just point at people and go, human.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You don't?
Human.
So then we cut back to the rickshaw, and Pelly lets Mando know that, hey, look who's here. Grogu.
Yeah.
And did your heart grow 10 times when Grogu jumped into Mando's arms? I know mine did.
I know it did for Jay.
I didn't even have a heart before that scene. Now I have one. I can feel feelings.
Yeah.
Skipper Jay grew a heart that day.
Grogu's eyes just nourished some kind of growth in me, and I got a heart.
Seeing those tears flow down your cheek.
That's what that water is? I thought it was broken. I thought that was some kind of leakage.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was so cute. So we get this little tender moment, and the droids were considerate enough to stop shooting for them to have their little moment.
Yes. Oh.
And then they're like, "Oh, well, right, okay, tender moment's over. Start shooting again." And we hear a growl.
Yes.
Yep.
In the distance.
Very loud growl.
Stops everything in its tracks. And
Check.
of course, it's Boba Fett riding in on his pet Rancor.
Justin, were you like me at this point? Do you want the Rancor named Chekhov?
It could just as well have been, right?
Yeah.
Since we didn't get an official name, we'll just call him Chekhov because
Kind of like we call the dragon at Disneyland Murphy. We'll just call this one Chekhov.
that works for me. That totally works for me. Yeah, we knew this was coming at some point. My only complaint is that wouldn't it have made more sense for him to get his ship? I mean, if he was going all the way back to the palace anyway, couldn't he have just hopped in his ship and wiped everyone out like he did with the biker gang?
But then he wouldn't have ridden the Rancor, and you know that he said he was going to do that.
I have a list to share with you, and number one, I will explain why it's number one.
So, I mean, we all, as fans, as fan service, we wanted to see this, and we got that, and that's fantastic. But from sheer logic point of view, it felt like, couldn't he have just grabbed a ship instead? Wouldn't that have been better?
Well, yeah, you could have got the ship, and if you wanted to, you could have put the Rancor on there.
We've already
You flew him in there.
We've already bought multiples of the ship now.
Yeah, like Stan says, but he already promised the viewers he would ride it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, Stan. That is exactly right. So that's why we get it. But and like I say, I'm happy to see it. It's just from a logic point of view, a storytelling point of view. I keep going, logic isn't quite there.
Right.
But yeah, so he comes in with the Rancor. The Rancor can take on these battle droids. And promptly does. And
it sure does.
You know, it lets Mando get through the one weakened force field, and he uses the dark saber to start taking the one down.
And he uses it without problems. He seems to be kind of in tune with it all of a sudden.
Yeah, you could tell he was struggling a little bit, but not like he was before. So,
and the one theory is that it's because he has Grogu there with him now.
That's what I was thinking.
Grogu closes the circuit.
Yeah,
because what the thing is like you have to kind of be in tune with yourself, kind of know who you are, as it were.
Right.
Without Grogu, he didn't quite know what his place was. Now he has Grogu, and he's like, okay, I'm a dad to this kid.
He's a dad again.
And so he's better able to use this now.
Yes.
And I love that theory. I'm going to go with that theory.
Grogu completes us.
It works for me.
Grogu is life. Grogu is love.
Yes.
That is my cult, and I'm sticking with it.
Yes.
So he doesn't quite fully take it down, but Grogu steps out into the street and goes, no, I got this. Holds up his hand, and he's like, pulls out a bolt from the
leg.
One of the legs.
One of the legs.
Yep.
One of the many legs. That was pretty cool, though, when that thing goes flying at him and knocks him down. Oh!
So back at the other battle, we've got Drash shooting at the droid while Joe is picking off a bunch of the pikes from on top of the rooftop. And Boba Fett shows up again, and his Rancor knocks that droid out of the way. Of course, it takes out the force field.
Yep.
They throw him into the building. It takes out the force field. It comes back out. Suddenly, everyone stops shooting.
Yeah. I noticed.
I'm like, Okay, you've shot at this force field. How many times you stop shooting now that it doesn't have a force field?
I guess they figured that the Rancor was going to take care of ripping that thing to shreds, so they didn't have to shoot anymore.
I don't know. If I saw a giant lizard fight a giant mechanoid in the street, I would stop what I'm doing and just observe.
Just go,
Yeah.
What am I even watching right now, right?
Yeah, like nothing else matters. What is going on here?
What in the world?
Oh.
Ooh.
So yeah, so the Rancor fights off the droid. Mando and the other chases some of the Pikes away. Peli meets up with the Major Domo.
Falls in love.
They have a. I literally wrote down. They have a meet cute.
Yep.
What did she call him? Pretty face?
You're pretty.
She said he had
I'm
nice
like,
tail.
well, I don't think so, but oh well. Everybody has their own different taste.
Rancor bites into a couple of. He has a little pike snack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was glad he ate one of them.
Oh, we get the Wilhelm scream when he throws the one away.
Yes.
And then we get Cad Bane showing up.
Finally. The thing we have all been waiting to be made canon for years.
Here it is.
We finally get this showdown. He uses the flamethrower to chase the Rancor away, and it's just him and Boba in the classic Western showdown.
Tumbleweeds go rolling by.
Yeah,
doors are swinging.
I almost think they should have had a couple tumbleweeds going by. I think that would have really added to that whole spaghetti Western kind of thing.
How long has it been since that bit of animation was done and canceled to now?
Mm-hmm.
How many years has that been?
It's been quite a while.
And they're still kind of like hinting at it.
Yeah.
Even here.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, that being said, I'm sure we'll see it here on Disney Plus here eventually. They'll show them.
Yeah, so Cad Bane gets him down. He knocks him down. He rips off the helmet. He's just about ready to take him out when Boba Fett grabs his gaffy stick and turns the tables.
Yep. That was
and
awesome.
The thing is, it's like this whole season, this whole series, once he grabs that gaffy stick,
look out.
It's like he's in his element.
Yes.
More so than even being in his armor.
Boba has come full circle at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. The training of the Tusken Raiders paid off.
So he turns the tables and he stabs him with the pointy end.
Now that
do we
said,
think he's dead?
Yeah. Do we think he's going to come back later season?
He'll be back. They didn't create that model just to throw it away.
I don't know.
Well, they went out of their way to show him with a beeping light on his chest.
And it wasn't a bloody wound. It was
Yeah.
So they left. I feel like they left it open that they could bring him back if they want to.
Cobb Vance is alive. Cad Bane is alive.
Yeah.
All they got to do is bring him in the Bacta tank and he'll be good.
Well, Boba's not going to offer him the Bacta tank. I can guarantee that.
Meanwhile, we've got the Rancor going full rampage on the city of Mos Espa.
King Kong, the Rancor.
That's the King Kong. It's like I was watching it and going, Are we in a Godzilla film? And then he starts climbing. No, it's a King Kong film.
King Kong.
I was wondering who he was going to pick up and pretend to be Fay Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be Mando.
That was the first thing I thought when I seen him climbing up there. King Kong.
It was King Kong. As soon as he started climbing, I'm like, nope, it's King Kong movie.
Yep.
So Mando flies up, tries to fight him off, and once again, not very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to bite his helmet, not very effective.
Yeah, it was a good thing his helmet was made out of Beskar.
Yeah, and then he tries to bite it again, and I was really wondering if they were going to have like his tooth break or something.
I was waiting for
that would have been awesome.
Wouldn't that have been good?
Well, especially since we saw Pelly lose a tooth. That would have been awesome to have the Rancor lose a tooth.
That's also on my list I have to share at the end.
Great mind.
The Rancor throws Mando to the ground, jumps down, roars at Pelly, and Grogu walks out and just stares it down.
Yep.
And it roars at Grogu. And Grogu stares really it down. Loud.
Jay, did you
and they both take a nap.
Jay, did you get worried that the Rancor was going to have a little snack there just for a second?
No, dude, Grogu is a cash machine. He's not going to suffer.
Grogu has the best plot armor of all of them at this point.
Yeah.
Better than his Beskar armor. He's an ATM.
Yeah.
Look how many Grogus are here on set.
Yeah. And I just thought it was so cute that it's like he basically puts the Rancor to sleep and then takes a nap next to him. Like, this is my new puppy dog.
Yeah.
Oh, so we cut back from there to Mos Eisley and the Pikes. The Pike leader is talking to the leaders of all the other families, and they're not happy that the Pikes are planning to basically cut and run. Going, yeah, this place turns out not to be as good for business as we thought. I quote, half of my men were shot or eaten by a Rancor.
Yeah.
They were going to cut and run, but then they got cut. Their blood ran.
Yes.
And we hear two shots outside, and everyone's on alert. And now we get to see Fennec Shand in her element.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shot, hang, stab, done.
Yes. She was in the zone in there. I'll tell you.
she had to think about finally about her. Like, finally I get to kill some people.
Exactly.
Yes. I get to kill.
I have to say, I love the efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she made it quick and easy. Well, and that was the one thing when Boba went up against Cad Bane. You know, Cad Bane didn't have to give his monologue to Boba.
That was for us. That was for us who've waited for years.
Could have just been done and over and move on to the next.
That scene to go on for another 5 minutes, just brutal fist fighting in the street till one of them dies.
So we're about wrapped up. We go back to Mos Espa. The citizens are repairing the place, and now they respect Boba Fett, and they're bowing to him, and he's like,
why does it have to be the right arm?
Yeah.
I like that, but I love that. But then he's like, we are not suited for this. And I'm like, dude, this is what you've been fighting for 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Ken brings up a point here. Said, did anybody else think that Fennec Shand was going to betray Boba at that point? Do you guys think that she would have done that?
I don't think
I never got that impression of her.
No.
She has that sort of sense of loyalty, I think. Yeah. She always has.
She's kind of an honor-bound person, even though she really loves to kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she seems like she wants to have a reason for it. Mm-hmm. I mean,
does she? It seems like smoking cigarettes to her. Like some people need to calm down. She needs to get a brief bout of homicide in.
Perfect analogy.
There you go.
Coffee and a murder on her break.
Then, of course, we see the final scene with Mando and Grogu up in their starfighter. And, of course, Grogu's in his little astromech dome, pounding on the window with his little ball.
I was just waiting for him to pound it and break that glass.
No.
Right?
Tap, tap, tap. All right, one last time, but then that's it.
So I wonder how many times he did it before that.
They speed off.
just the closing shot of Grogu's smiling face and those eyes.
That was awesome. So that should be the opening scene for the next season of Mandalorian. Is the two of them there flying somewhere?
Yep.
I always knew he was going to go back to Mando, but I really wanted him to stay with Luke and do his proper training.
Well, I think part of it though is that they kind of established that he maybe doesn't need that much training.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more being remembered.
He needs to remember his training.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, look what he did with the Rancor.
And Luke,
that's serious. That's serious Jedi stuff.
Yeah. But Luke is not necessarily in the right frame of mind to help him get through his trauma, whereas Mando, maybe is. He's going to be. Mando's going to be more supportive.
And Luke is looking for students, and Grogu's kind of past that point now.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it, Grogu's probably had more training than Luke has at this point.
It's very possible.
No, he has.
Grogu is Star Wars now.
Yeah. Because Grogu is like 50, remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably had decades of training, whereas Luke had that little bit of time with
Yoda.
With Yoda, yeah.
Well, and that being said, I think with them, with Grogu going with Din Djarin,
Grogu's been training for about 40 years. Yeah.
You know, with that now we don't have to worry about where was Grogu at when Kylo Ren destroyed the school and all that, or
Right.
So
and I think it was also established in one of the comics that Kylo or Ben was like the first student officially.
Yep.
Oh, Luke's trying to hide his shame of not being able to keep his real first student, I see.
Yeah, he is ashamed. I mean, he sent him off with a droid even. He wouldn't even like drop him off in person.
He put him in an Uber and sent him to another planet. How uncool is that? See you, kid. You even pack him a lunch.
Yep.
So before we wrap up, we have two more things to talk about. One is the theme song as we go into the credits. And suddenly they made the lyrics a little clearer that it's Boba 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 Fett. Fett. Boba 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 Fett.
I'm never not going to hear that now, thanks.
No, I know. I'm going to be singing that in my sleep tonight.
On this one specifically, and they make it clearer.
I will.
Oh, I think we lost Jay for a
pick
moment.
up the iTunes soundtrack when it's available. But I'm not going to unhear that the way I can unhear Bill Burr going, Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars.
And then, of course, we get the end credit scene or mid credit scene where we see Cobb Vanth is in the back to tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's who was occupying it when Boba said it's occupied.
So Cobb Vanth is in the back to tank. And we've got the mod guy there.
Yeah, the mod doctor.
Yeah.
What do you think he did to Cobb Vanth? Did he give him a robot type arm or something? Or?
Well, I'm thinking wherever he got shot, because they really didn't show it.
Looked like he got shot in the shoulder.
In the shoulder.
In the
like
shoulder. So
basically
maybe
like the right shoulder, I think.
He got I could use a new shoulder.
As I said when we first met the mods, this is how you get Cybermen. This is not cool. Quit glorifying this.
How we get Cyberman in Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He gave him an armor-plated shoulder so he could take another shot there down the road.
He's getting the $6
million job done. There you go.
Yep.
Boy, that is not only a deep cut, Stan. That's an old cut.
Okay. Now I need to hear when we see Cobb Vanth next. I need to hear him make that sound. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes.
We really are the Get Off Our Lawn show, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah. We're so old. We remember Jamie Summers had a separate sound effect for her hair.
Yes, she did.
Oh, you were so right. Okay.
Yeah, I did not expect it to be the sheriff in the Bacta tank. I was very shocked.
I guess I wasn't too shocked because I was like, I thought that he was going to end up being alive. And they never really said he was dead. They said he was gunned down, and we saw him shot, but he got like one shot in the shoulder as opposed to like 4 shots like the deputy
Like
got.
the deputy, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that deputy was coming back the way
No.
he got shot.
No, he was blasted.
So I kind of thought because I turned to Monica at that point and went, so is Cobb Vanth dead? And then we see the end credit. It's like, nope, there he is. All right.
As soon as that last week when the person ran out with the med pack, I went, no, he'll be back for next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So overall, what do we think? What do we think of this episode and the season as a whole? Let's start with you, Jay.
I am going to give it an A. I enjoyed every episode. Everything like you said was awesome, and I don't have any complaints. I loved it. This was worth the 40-year wait.
How about you, Scott?
I enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, this episode wasn't great, but it was good. I really liked it. Overall, the Book of Boba Fett, I would give it like a B+, A. It was good. I enjoyed it. It kind of fills in it built up Boba Fett like he should have been.
Mm-hmm.
It really did flesh out his character. Yeah. And I particularly enjoyed seeing, especially the stuff with him and the Tuskens, to get a little bit more of that culture and an understanding of that tribal dynamics and such. I thought that was really interesting. I
know one of the complaints, early on in the season was the flashbacks, but I enjoyed the flashbacks with his time with the Tusken Raider and all that. I enjoyed it. So I like this.
I love seeing that. And like I say, I think structuring the story a little differently might have helped, because I don't think doing those as flashbacks didn't necessarily work as well, just because the flashbacks themselves didn't seem to tie in thematically with what was going on in the present day as much. And I think that's where the complaints were, really. But what we saw of the Tuskens in the flashbacks and what we saw of the present day, everything we saw, I felt was really, really good and really well done. And I enjoyed seeing all of it. How about you, Chris? New to the show here.
I absolutely agree with Jay 100%. I loved the entire series. I am looking forward to season 2. I loved the backstories that they showed, because I really enjoy seeing the backstories of Star Wars characters. Some of the books that I have read are the same thing. It's a lot of backstories of characters that we know very well. And since we really didn't know a whole lot about Boba Fett, but he's this iconic character that they make itty bitties into. It was just amazing. The whole thing. I really, really, really loved it.
And I see Stan is asking the important question: will we see more Grogu flashbacks? Oh, sorry. In Mandalorian season 3.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
You know what? It's the Grogu show, and whatever Grogu wants, he shall have.
I think, I honestly think that Mandalorian season 3, we're going to see more of the Mandalorian culture. I think he's going to be trying to figure out how to become a Mandalorian again. I think we're going to see him figuring out the Darksaber, and I think we're going to get more of Grogu's backstory.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really has been set up, especially here now, going into that. And I'm looking forward to all of that, I have to say.
Yeah, I think
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think we're going to see Mace Windu next season with the flashbacks of Grogu and Mace rescuing Grogu from the Jedi Temple.
Yes,
Or at
please.
least we'll find out who
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
rescued
that's
him.
wishful thinking. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
The most important thing next season is we finally get Grogu in a new outfit, so now I can double my merchandise.
There you go. Well, now you need to get all new ones with the chainmail armor, right?
There you
Whatever
go.
variants are coming my way, thank you for giving me a new Grogu. Malibu Stacy got a new hat, and I'm happy.
Well, you think they're going to give Grogu a helmet eventually? A Mandalorian helmet?
You know, I can you cover that? Can you cover that face?
No.
No.
For those ears, can you?
Well, you could have those ears popping out.
I can't see him wearing a helmet because I can't see anyone going, no, we have to hide this face. No.
You never hide that
I think
face.
the armor is going to be his protection going forward when they're out doing Mandalorian things. So
When they're out on their grand adventures.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
The Grogu Show, co-starring the Mandalorian, coming
There
soon.
you go.
They might as well just call it that at this point.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. No, I think this season was really interesting. Like I said before, I love everything that we saw. Even my little quibbles about like what order we got them in is minor because I loved everything that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed this whole season quite a bit and this episode as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to
I was
the new seasons of Mandalorian.
When I first met Boba Fett on the big screen, and honestly, Justin, this was worth all this time, all this wait. This has been a lifetime wait. I'm really happy with it.
I agree.
Would you like to see this, Jay?
Grogu with a leisure suit.
How do you not know I already sewed him a little leisure suit? I have made him little outfits, or tons of little outfits. He's got one for every day of the week.
This is kind of like a leisure suit. It just needs to be, nipped and tucked here a little bit.
It needs to be powder blue. We got to see all his chest, bell bottoms. I mean, we got to go.
You see the silver of his shirt.
We got to go full disco if we're going to do it.
There you go.
Little bitty Grogu fro.
Well, you notice he's got a lot more hair now. Did you notice that?
I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
watch
notice.
the end when they're together, and you're going to see a lot more of that peach fuzz up there than you did before.
My baby is not getting older. Don't do this. My baby is going to stay a 50-year-old toddler forever.
Well, he'll be a toddler for quite some time, I think.
Yeah. He's 50 now, and he's still a toddler. So
yes.
he's got a while to go.
Yeah.
I'm 46. Grogu cannot mature anymore until I die.
Fair enough. We'll pass that note along to Lucas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So, any final thoughts before we head out?
Well, looking forward to season 2. Looking forward to the next season of Mandalorian as well.
I'm ready for Obi-Wan.
Me too.
We'll be back for Obi-Wan, right?
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of this. They're doing
Yes.
they're doing a great job, and I'm definitely looking forward to all the new stuff. So, Grogu in his Saturday Night Fever white suit. Memo to me: put Ken in charge of outfits for Grogu. Okay,
There
I'm
you
going to pass
go.
that note along to Lucasfilm at my earliest convenience.
And from the peanut gallery, my paint is starting to flare up. Ken, take it away. Justin, you're hosting. I can't say it.
So with that, I think we are going to close out this episode of our roundtable discussion. Thank you everyone so much for joining us, and see ya.
See you guys.
Grogu is
See
life.
ya.
Grogu is life.